Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for October 10th through the 16th, 2022. So before I begin, I'd just like to welcome everybody back to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who might be new to the Angelic Wisdom community. So before I get into more information, just want to really thank everyone who's been praying for my physical health. The neck pain and shoulder pain pretty much went away within a couple of days or less. It was very quick. Once most of you started sending your healing and your love and your prayers, and so I really appreciate that. The only thing I have left still is the middle back pain on the right side. It's been very stubborn, but it has definitely improved about 50%. It has, doesn't bother me as much, but it's like it's bothering me right now. I'm standing, so anyway, it baffles me. But yeah, I've read about it's about support, and so that's interesting, and it's something I am definitely trying to address and work on. And so I thank you all for your support and allowing me to just take this time to relax. So I will, when I start resuming the daily cart messages, I'm not going to say when, but because it could happen this week, but I'm just going to take my time and try to work through this process. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do. Select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and leave comments. Catching up on some of the comments from the recent videos, and I will try to go back as far as where I left off, just if there's something I need to respond to or not. Also, if you'd like an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services, and you can select the first time promotional offer reading, which is my discounted hourly rate. I've been offering it unlimited to everyone this year, as this is the 10th anniversary. So you can use that even if you've had readings with me before. And also, if you'd like to support my channel, you can use my PayPal me link. All of these links are in the description area below this video. And, I thank you all, for those of you who've been sending in your donations and support. Greatly appreciate it. And also, if you haven't had a chance, to check out the monthly angel reading and the zodiac readings. So just in case you're new, I post those as well. So check out my channel either through YouTube, or you can go through my Facebook page and find them easily, or my Twitter page as well. All right, so let's take a deep breath. And let's just tune into the energy for this week. And allow your angels to surround you with light and love. You can just call in your angels mentally. So they're showing me the trunk of a tree, and it's very thin. And what I'm getting a sense of, and then there's this vase-looking structure around it, which I've never seen this in a vision before. And it's almost like the vase structure is forming cracks and it's chipping at the top as if it's something broke it, or I get this feeling because it's a vase, it's a container, that emotionally there might be some things that of overwhelm, right? And so if there's this emotional overwhelm, then it seems like the container is starting to, grow cracks, and the top of it, looked like it was just had been broken. So I don't know if that means that what's going in is just coming in too fast. If and I'm not sure if this is. So one of the things I'm going to definitely say is that this has something to do with self care, and it also has to do with trying to. I think you're trying to take in too much at once, and the vase, the way it's shaped, is sort of pear shaped. So the opening is definitely not as wide as the base of the vase, and so the rim of the vase has cracked, and so you just see these very sharp um, edges. And I'm not quite sure, symbolically what the vase might represent. It could be earth. I'm trying in terms of element, but it's something that definitely that's sharp, and you could cut yourself. So it's almost like you need to be more aware in terms of filtering. What are the things that you should be giving your attention to, and what are the things that you should not be giving your attention to? What is the reason for taking on more than you should? Like, so what are you getting out of that? It might be a little bit the right word, engagement. So there might be something that's coming up for you, an event where this, or a project, something where it's just overwhelming you and it's creating a lot of energy, and it must involve a lot of people. And the thing about it is that this vase is around the trunk of the tree, which was already sort of very thin and twisted and not. So that's your connection to source, right? So that means that it's sort of like this is cutting you off. You're feeling totally disconnected from who you are. Maybe you feel like um, that this is totally out of alignment with, or it goes against something. It goes against principles for you. Whatever it is that doesn't resonate, or you have a lot of resistance to it, you need to make sure that I just saw the word responsible, that you are responsible to yourself, that you focus on the aspects of this that do align with who you truly are, or that you don't allow the circumstances to overwhelm you such that um, you're no longer able to follow your truth, to listen. Um, it's a sense of that you got to stay true to yourself, even when something. Because I'm not sure if the situation is, like, let's just say, bad or wrong, right? It could be all about perception, and ultimately the reality that we believe we're experiencing is being projected from within ourselves. So you have to get in touch with yourself in order to really be able in to walk in a path of integrity that's right for you, to be in alignment with this situation that is okay with your soul, with your spirit. But if you keep paying attention to the things existing around you, the challenges, the chaos, etc., then what's going to end up happening is that you're going to be playing to your fears instead of your heart. But it's still coming from you. And that's, I guess, a point that we need to be aware of. No matter how we've deemed a situation to be, no matter how we've judged it, we could say, oh, these people are bad, or this situation isn't, um, you you wouldn't be there if you hadn't brought yourself there some kind of way. And I know that's, that's um, could bring up some challenges for us, right? Or you might want to say, Barry, what the hell are you talking about? But I'm just talking about in that very spiritual, basic level. I know it's complex already to say this, but I think most of you understand me. So the thing is that no matter where you stand, you are the source of light. And whether you choose to be in the awareness of your own light, your truth, or not, that's up to you. But it also means that the situation will reflect where you're choosing to stand. So that's why they're saying focus. And they also write in Confession, which is my symbol for be honest with yourself. Be honest in terms of your emotions. So whatever your emotions are doing to you, that you feel that they are doing to you, be aware that they're only responding to the way that you're reacting or choosing to focus, number one, and then to react or respond to what you're experiencing. So the only way to clear this storm is to face your own emotions, because your emotions are revealing the activity of creation that you're activating, which is causing you to have this experience of your reality. Yes, you're the creator of your reality. That's what I'm saying. Everybody, we're going to always say that. So then it's up to you to not be afraid of your emotions, but to be present with them, and then to hear. So, like, one of the, in my meditation, one of the archangels was showing me like these waves, like it's like they took me into an ocean, but it was really me, my emotional body. And they were showing me these waves, and in the center of the folds of a wave, it was like that's where the information is, that's where the truth lies. I need to sit within those folds and listen and let my truth be revealed to me. Let, in a way, I could see what I'm creating and understand why. So this is sort of a tough thing, because it's like, trust me, I get it. Like trying to sit with the pain, it's not easy. But if we are able to do it, because now, like for instance, I can notice when, like I was perfectly fine this morning when I woke up and until I got ready to start doing things, and I don't talk about moving or lifting, just get ready to prepare myself, and then the pain came on. So I was very aware, like, okay, now you can go and come when you want. Right? So that means that what I'm witnessing is my mind's ability to call it in and to simply say, go away. I don't want you right now. Come back. I need you right now. And maybe it's, I don't want to minimize it right here, but I'm going to do, maybe it's like, okay, come back. I need you to as an excuse for something. Go away. I don't need your excuse anymore. Right. So it's like, but that awareness that, it can come and go. And it's coming and going based on my mind, thoughts that I'm not aware of in the moment. I don't know what those thoughts were, but those thoughts are moving on their own, sort of behind the scenes. And so that's the kind of thing that that's how badass our technology is, our mental alchemy. That's how badass it is. It's a mental alchemy. And so we have to be able to um, really just, what is that expression? Just be still and know. Be still and know that I am God, right? Be still and know that you are God. Be still, and you will see within the folds of that stillness what are the mechanics behind the screen that's creating something. So they're writing the word resignation. So we have to sort of surrender, resign ourselves to our truth for a moment. And sometimes our pain or our emotional anxiety or our overwhelm is a call to be still, not to attack. I'm doing that because I'm like, okay, that's interesting. All right. And it's interesting because, like pain is hard, or anxiety, like, because you're thinking to yourself, I don't know where it's coming from, because the curtain, the veil, we can't see or see or understand the experience that's going on behind the veil. We don't even know it's happening. But we have to be still. And this is with anything. This is with any kind of compulsion that we have. Our mental alchemy, the mind, the thoughts, the beliefs that are crafting experiences that are not yet in a physical form, but they are happening nonetheless. And they first make contact with our emotional body. That's how we know, and that's what causes us to bring things forth, is through the need to express, whether it's creatively, that emotional thought combination. It causes us to want to craft it in some way, to express it, right? So being aware of being still in order to be aware of what alchemy is happening. And we could look at it and say, oh, it's this and that, but it's better to just be aware of the mechanics and not focus on looking for a reason yet. Like, oh, it's because this has been going on in my life, and because this has been going on in my life. Well, that might be what's going on in your life right now. But what about before? What about before and before that and before that, right? So if we can be able to view the mechanics in that stillness, then we can perhaps let those patterns go that are there creating those mechanics. Or like, again, I don't want to get to the reason yet, because we always go to the reason sometimes without being still, therefore not getting to the core reason. All right, let's take a look at the archangel that is working with us. So it's been coming up a lot this recently in readings. And this is Archangel Preminilek. And he is the archangel, hopefully it's just clear here. He's the archangel of all the insects. And so the message here says, be conscientious. Be still. Be conscientious. Cooperate with others for the highest good. So there, in that statement, cooperate with others for the highest good, there is a sense in that whole trying to understand the mechanics. It's about the team and cooperation, harmony with the universe, with your body, with your surroundings, with everything. That we are working together. Now, one of the things that came to me in one of my meditations this week as well, and for some of you this may really resonate, and you might really understand this because you've been there before and probably came to this realization or had this come through in your own meditations. So one of the things is that they were telling me, for some of you who have been really awakened for a long time, or even in recent times, that what you're going through, some of the things that you've gone through, may also, I don't know what the term for this is, but whatever it is that you're healing in your life, you're healing for the collective as well. So whatever healing, whatever reflection, whatever enlightenment or wisdom that you are gaining from certain challenges in your life, the collective is also being healed. So you're doing that through your human experience and making it possible for there to be greater clarity on that subject, healing on that subject for everyone else moving forward. Now that sounds like a huge responsibility, but in fact it is not, because there is only oneness in the first place, right? We're all one. So it just makes sense that whatever each and every one of us is doing to make ourselves better, we're actually doing that for the collective. And so think about that as you are more conscientious about creating harmony within your life, being aware of the mechanics behind the scenes of what you're creating in your own life, and being still in order for that to really be revealed and then healed. That we need to stop fighting everything, because all you're fighting is yourself. And this is why it makes sense that you are the creator of your reality. And whatever you project, you're just projecting it at yourself out there. And then it comes back to you in a direct way that you experience it through your ego, but it's still oneness. So there's no other where for it to go, because it is all oneness. And so the only thing that we can do, really truly do for ourselves, and I mean, when I say ourselves, I mean that as in oneness, is for each of us to be still, to not fight or resist and I'm talking about the things within the things that have unsettled us in some way, whether it's pain or a conflict. Before you take action, be conscientious by being still, so that the truth will be revealed to you, and you will be given the prescription to bring harmony. And I don't mean that in bringing harmony, or say bringing balance. So let's just use Mother Nature, for example. Well, she uses all kinds of things to bring balance to our environment, our planetary environment. She may use, hurricanes, or she may use earthquakes, or she might just bring back, or she creates spring and winter and fall. All of this, some of this is beautiful, and we look forward to it, and some of it we don't. But it's still all about balance. And so what I'm trying to say is that I'm not telling you to let somebody, or let the world's soccer punch you. Sometimes you might have to punch back, but first do it from that stillness, understanding the mechanics, so that with whatever your actions are, they are going to be one of rebalancing or reharmonizing. And as I've said last time, that compassion doesn't mean that what you might have to say to someone won't sting. But we have to be conscientious. When we let the ego be our guide, we're not being conscientious. We are not going to be a cooperative component for the universe. So I'm not telling you to be a cooperative component to somebody else's foolishness. So if somebody's doing something that is wrong for you or out of alignment, I'm not telling you to, just be, handing out bouquets, right? If they're doing something destructive. But what I'm telling you is that we have to make sure that we're being a cooperative component for the universe, for oneness, for the collective, for us all. And the only way that we can do that is to tune in to whatever it is, to be still, let the mechanics behind the curtain of the veil of illusion be revealed to you, and then take action that is appropriate, that is cooperative for the greater good. All this green here, right? Feels like we need nature to help us to balance. So we have the Knight of Swords, and because we have a mouse, or a combination of something, mouse and raccoon energy here. But so the Knight of Swords, you can see him dashing very quickly, So I'm not quite sure when I see the other cards here, but the Knight can be one of very, I'm seeing the word competitive here, not a word I've ever associated, but so I'm going to go with what they're saying. But let me finish my thought too. The Knight is someone who is sort of like swift to action, decisive. Okay, but they're giving me a sense of somebody being competitive, or that you might feel like right now you're in a competition. So, and in a competition, a race to something, like you're in a race to get there first, okay, or to be the first one to bring this out, or the first one to do this. And you could create this kind of situation in other scenarios, like you might have this desire to do something, but you're afraid, like deep down, that somebody else, that if you got to get this out right now, you got to get it out right now. And so, but something doesn't feel right to you. But at the same time, something's like, if you don't do this right now, you're going to miss your chance or whatever. All right. And what I'm getting is that you really need to actually slow down in terms of paying attention. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. So speed is relative here. It's about the truth being in alignment, because the swords represent, they're the seekers of knowledge and truth and wisdom. So make sure that you are quick to seek these things out first. Respect is the word they just wrote. Respect your truth. Respect truth in all of its form. Respect everyone's truth. To really cooperate with others is to be aware of their truth. That is to say, for instance, that there are times when I might not have words for somebody because I'm not the person who is supposed to have words for them, or they need to, I need to respect that they're on their journey, they're in the middle of their lesson, and I'm not supposed to, jump in there and offer guidance or wisdom because they're in the process of their own discovery. They're on the path of truth. It may not look like it to me, but I need to respect that. So there's all of this. And when we are able to get into that silence, into the folds of what is going on, then we will know the truth and what we are meant to express or not express, or whether or not our actions might resonate or not. So this is important, to make sure that be quick to adhere to the truth, but don't rush out of a sense of competition. Don't let your life be defined by fear, because this sense of competition, like as if, oh, I got to get this done now, or my life is just going to end up blah 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 blah. All right, that's fear, and you don't really want your life to be based on that kind of energy. You don't want the future to be based on that kind of energy, because it's going to come back up and it's going to be ugly. So this card, the Page of Cups, we have a lot of court cards here. So we have either personalities of others in your life, or personalities that you need to embody here. So the Page of Cups is, the pages, one is open to, they're learning. They're seeing the world, they're exploring the world from a fresh new perspective. Or there's a new message, a new idea that you might need to incorporate. So here, and I like this card too, because here we see in the background that the water, the waving. In the backgrounds here, so far, we see, wind, gust winds here, and we see that the water is also agitated. So the landscape has a lot of, there's storm energy sort of moving, brewing about. And it's sort of that energy I was describing at the beginning. And yet here he's clearly focused on the truth. And here he's listening to his emotional guidance, despite what's going on around here in the background. So there's a need to learn to use your emotions as a tool of understanding, to reveal the truth to you. So what messages are coming to you through your emotional guidance as you're in a pursuit of truth? Pay attention to that in this week. All right. And here we have the 10 of coins. Okay, so this definitely gives me a sense that you're thinking about the future. Your attention is really on some future opportunities, and that you have these outcomes that where you're, or like the sense that you're banking on certain outcomes. That's the sense I'm getting, that you're banking on certain outcomes, and the stakes are high, or you've created that dynamic in yourself. So do you need to back up off of that? Your vision, hold true to that vision, because all of our visions, all of our dreams bring tremendous wealth. Every vision, every idea that you will ever have is going to bring extraordinary wealth, success, prosperity. But these words do not just focus on just the physical plane, right? Emotional, mental, and spiritual. And the combination of all of them is exquisite perfection, the ideal. But the thing is, in order to get there, we have to be aware of how we're getting there. Are we being driven to pursue truth, or are we being driven by a sense of competition? Competition with what? Yourself. You might see all these other people out there who, in your mind, might steal your opportunity, your golden ticket, but they're all you. And they will only appear to get there or grab it before you because you are holding that belief in your reality. You've written that into the script of your story. And so therefore, because your belief is strongly in that this will be, then that might be what you get in your outcome. Because it sounds like you're setting yourself up to look for another disappointment, another reason to believe why you might not need keep hoping foolishly. What you have to realize is that what you're pursuing is your truth. You're pursuing what you have created. You're going through the motions, but you have already projected this. So get rid of the competition and focus on the truth. What is it that I truly desire? What belief am I healing and refining to a perfection of hope and light? What story, what vision, what dream is my divine self crafting for me to experience? And am I listening to my fears that there's not enough? Or am I listening to my truth that there's more than enough, that there's an abundance of whatever it is that I am seeking? And so then we just need to be clear about why we're seeking it. Be clear about what for the greatest good of all, for all of oneness, what might you, in having this, what might that be a blessing not only to you, but to others? Because your goal is leading you to an opportunity of great service. And there's no competition in serving. If you're really focused on serving, if you're really focused on creating something for the greater good, then what competition would stand in your way to prevent you from doing so? Because whatever it is that you have set your designs upon, there will be no one like you with the truth that you're creating within your heart who will be able to express it the way that you will. Even if somebody else sets up something that's so similar, it will not be the same, it will just be similar. And that difference between same and similar is what opens up the field of abundance so that competition should not be what's driving you, because similar but not the same means that there's still something specific or some things that you're offering that the other will not offer, but at the same time it's not competition because it will be what everyone needs and when they need it. Just like we have to respect that you're not going to be there for everyone in the world. You're not going to sell to everyone in the world. That should not be your goal. Your goal should be to be true to yourself, to show up to the best of your ability and offer what it is that you have to offer, and know that you are serving. And with your gratitude and appreciation, you will light up and you will continuously be in this flow of attracting those who are looking for what you have to offer, as they are lighting up and coming into an awareness of what they are searching for that you are offering. But pay attention. Pay attention. In order to understand your truth here, you got to listen. You got to be still within the folds of your pain, of your emotional overwhelm or anxiety or panic attacks, whatever it is. You got to be still so that the mental alchemy does not run you behind the scenes, but that once you face it and you understand it, you will be the director of your script. All right, let's take a look at the card I pulled from the bottom. So the Temperance card. So this week it's about balance, right? And remember that this is natural balance. The universe naturally balances itself, and it does this in a variety of ways, right? So you have to do what's right for you to balance yourself. And you have to be conscientious. Be still in order to be conscientious. Be still and be aware that all of your actions, all of your goals serve the greater good. Whatever you heal, the collective is also experiencing that healing. It's balance, as above, as below. Balance. Whatever you're going through, you're going to come through. Balance. It always has been. Look back over your life. Even if you view your reality as one of great tragedy, within the tragedy that you keep reviewing, you have gone through, but you have come through. Even if tragedy, from your perspective, looms over you. But whatever you go through, you come through. That's the balance. If you have seen your life as tragedy, then what the misery is getting deeper, because it's to make you sick of it in a way, so that you start to search for the opposite of this, because it's telling you that your way of thinking is not balanced. And you're resisting the balance. You're resisting, you've gone the way through. You keep taking yourself back through instead of the way out. So think about in this week, where do you need to balance or allow the balance? Where do you need to be more conscientious? Sit within the folds and be still and know that you are God. Okay, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings and have a beautiful week. God bless you.